king. The Demon King asks Lin Feng to explain that better. He says that it is just a girl that is already a member of his group, soon you will meet her. Our demon is trying to swiftly get the F out of there when she and Feng looks back and asks where he's going. The Demon King comes up with the worst excuse conceivable, saying that the little pig that he took care of his whole life is giving birth, and he has to go back home to help. Qin Feng was confused. Taking care of pigs? What are you talking about? But that's when the girls arrive calling for Captain Li Feng. He grabs our demon saying, she is. The crazy one is all smiles as always, greeting the captain, who goes to our hero and says, you may not know, but being surrounded by hot girls every day is somewhat tiring. But there's nothing I can do cause they don't detach from my side. Lin Tiantian, the absolute psychopath, goes to the Demon King and asks who he is. Knowing that his identity is about to be exposed, he's in trouble. That's the worst scenario possible. So he was ready to kill her. But just to see her reaction, he said hi to her. And what he wouldn't expect happens, she hugs him saying, Senior Bai Qin Feng, I heard you managed to escape the Demon King and I was so happy. Lin Feng heard the name and remembered that the reincarnated Bai Qi Feng should be dead in the story at this point. How is he here? As always, the deranged girl is all happy, saying, Mister, I was so worried about you that all I could only think about was seeing you again. Our villain thinks that she knows that he's not Bai Qin Feng but the Demon King. Look at the naughty face she makes, saying, I was very grateful that you saved me from the demon, and since I'm a good girl I will pay back my debts with you. From now on I'll be your biggest follower. I really admire strong people. Brothers, I said that she was crazy. She knows the guy is the strongest existence. And for her that's all that matters. She's willing to follow and do anything for the guy that is strong enough to protect her. The Demon King couldn't help but smile. An admirer of the Demon King who wants to pay kindness. It's the first time I've met a human like that. He says to her, you're very smart one. I won't treat you badly. Lin Feng didn't like that cause 10 seconds ago she was her follower. He tries to intervene and says that he was her captain when his fiancée also showed interest in the Demon King. So you're the genius Bai Qin Feng? I heard a lot about you being stronger and the future of this land. I'm Leah. Lin Feng tried once more to say something that everyone just ignored. Leah asked Tian Tian and Qifeng how the Demon King looks since both of them had seen him. They just play a fourth with OU villain saying that the demon just looks like a bad person is easy to know when you see her. And Tian Tian saying that he looked ferocious and terrifying. The trio is laughing and having fun, but Qifeng of course is not enjoying losing 2 juicy wafers in 20 seconds. That's one waifu every 10 seconds already. From behind he was thinking, what kind of plot is this? This Bai Qin Feng was supposed to have died at the hands of the Demon King, and Tian Tian was the only person who should have seen him. Are my actions causing a butterfly effect? I have to ask the Great Prophet about this guy. But that's when someone came screaming when he looks back. The girl was shouting that something happened to the Great Prophet. Qifeng asked what happened to him. She tells everyone that the prophet was killed, but half an hour ago he was alive and slapping her ass. They need to investigate who talked to him in the meantime. Lin Feng thought about that and was about to say that the only one that saw the prophet was Bai Qifeng when our demon interrupted and said, only Captain Lin Feng and I have met the prophet. Lin Feng tells him to shut up. I didn't even find that guy. You were here in front of the door. Then Lin Feng stops and thinks for a second. You're the guy who killed the Great Prophet. I knew from the beginning that you were weird, but Leah grabbed his hand telling him to calm down Lin Feng, but he threw her on the floor saying, get out of here you idiot. The guy starts screaming, you were fooled. This guy is not Bai Qifeng. I'm coming to give you a punch, kid, you fool them but not me. Our boy smiles gets out of there. He shouts that this Bai Qifeng is fake and is deceiving everyone. He rushes to punch him saying, you might be able to deceive others but you can't deceive me. But our demon is already on his back. You don't even compare yourself to Lin Xiao and you think you can talk to me like that. Then he hits him on the neck making him fall and steps on his head. Look at the crazy girl face and how much she's enjoying that while she thinks. That's how the person I chose should be. Our protagonist tells him, I think he should calm down. While he finds it weird how this guy knows that I'm not Bai Chi Fong if he hasn't even seen the guy. Then he says, I heard about you. Lin Xiao's youngest brother, isn't it? The hope of humanity. A trash without talent and without any value. Just seeing it to believe that you're so much worse than your brother. Lin Fong is staring at him in disbelief. I'm a transmigrator that received overpowering buffs. So how is this trash doing this to me? Leia talks with our demon saying, Lin Fong used to be an honest person. It is just lately that he became more impulsive, but please don't hurt him. But from the floor Lin Fong equips a S-class claw and tries to attack our demon that skillfully dodges. The protagonist is puzzled. He knows every single genius that humanity has and this guy is not in the list. So how does he have an S-class weapon? Someone suddenly appears and says stop fighting. Those words came with a power that dispelled everyone's abilities and our protagonist instantly recognized that it was some rule-based power. It was the president of the association and his talent makes all and any power disappear in his domain. The president says every member of the association is a power of humanity to fight against demons. Why are you fighting against each other? Our protagonist knows that he's screwed. Out of the tower of the Demon King he doesn't have this up buffs. This is too dangerous. I need to be more careful with my behavior in the future. In a smart read of the situation he instantly apologizes saying, I'm sorry for causing problems. I promise it won't happen again. But Lin Fong was dumb and shouted at the president. Why didn't you stop when he punched me? Now you're interfering when I was going to hit him? Are you trying to defend him? Our protagonist finds this weird. This is the kind of genius who got a rank S weapon and the map to seal the tower. He doesn't seem to have either the brain nor the strength necessary for that. The president says Lin Fong shut up. All I do is because I'm on the side of humanity. But Lin Fong loses his cool and leaves saying that he knows that everyone looks down on him so he's going to prove himself, just wait. The president lets out a sigh. Touches the Demon King's shoulder and asks, You're Bai Ching Fong, right? I admire you because not only are you a cautious boy, but you're also very calm. Our Demon King finds it weird. What the hell is this? Why do all humans like me? The president tells him we've already started an investigation into the death of the prophet and located demonic energy. Maybe the king and the demon have left the dungeon, but that has nothing to do with humans. The reason why no one suspects the king is because a monster that looks like a human was never seen in the whole history of this world. The president encourages him. You have to help Lin Fong seal the tower. You carry the future of humanity on your shoulders, boy. Our demon smiles and thanks him but thinks I do carry the future of humanity, but in my future humanity is destroyed. The president says keep working together cause we all depend on young people like you and then leaves. Leah says that she's going to take a look at Lin Fong cause he's acting strange. Our protagonist asks her to wait and ask what did you say about him changing his personality recently out of nowhere? What happened? He's worried that asking that would make him suspicious, so he says I'm very worried about him and that's why I got a little impulsive. She looks at him, whom I get it, but she's thinking this Bai Ching Fong is a good guy, he's even worried about Lin Fong. She then explains everything to him, that Lin Fong was a coward but out of nowhere he changed completely. Started talking about books, that he was a worthless side character. Something about transmigration, cheats and parallel worlds. She thought he was crazy, but suddenly he really became someone completely different. Not only did he become someone with an extravagant aura, but he also became bold and courageous. He even started finding a lot of high-level items all of a sudden, and using all these S-rank items he managed to reach the minimum to be promoted to S-rank. The elders of our family think he received some kind of awakening. Our demon boy is thinking that so much changes wouldn't be related to simple awakening. How he was so sure that I'm not Bai Ching Fong if he never saw the dude? What would be the reason for him not to tell anyone? With so much changes in such a short time, maybe he doesn't want them to know that he's not the real Lin Fong so he doesn't get expelled from the family. At that moment an earthquake started to happen, and in the city they were talking that a rank A demon left the dungeon and ran to the city. One guy asks if no one went to stop the monster. His friends tells Lin Feng went to face him. Rank A demon the canine corpse. Lin Feng is already going to give him a sword slash with his S-rank sword. Giving that ego speech, trash like you should not dare you show up in my presence. He sends a bunch of ice crystals in the direction of the monster. Raises his weapon saying that he is the hero that will protect everyone, and he executes a vertical slash right in the middle of the canine and executes it. Everyone is impressed and excited about him. Lin Feng is really the true hero. Even the crazy one from the association is praising him, but our Demon King that knows every monster recognizes the canine corpse and knows that it is an extremely rare creature. So rare that almost no one knows of a distinct characteristic of it. Lin Feng is there sending his 1,000 cuts. Our protagonist explains his characteristic is that when he receives the right amount of attacks,